In studio right now is John Swann with the Community Foundation. Good morning, John. Good morning.
Morning.
And we'll start with this fake Timmy Croc parody page, and the fact that Jim has figured it out. Some girl from Hawaii who just started a Facebook page in March, whose profile photo is actually a stock photo. She has come forward to say that she knows that it's my son, and of course Jim steps in and says, "What an evil little man." Does he get the little thing doesn't bother me? It's like I woke up this morning and I found out I was short. This is traumatic for me.
Oh no!
Bill's stuck in Groundhog Day.
At 54, it's like every day I wake up.
Wakes up, he's like, "Damn,
look
I'm
in the
still
mirror.
short.
I'm still not growing." Jim, I think you'd be better off going after my hair. I'm most bothered by my hair.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as I can give
At least
you
you had that at one point.
give you a real strategy. Right, at least I had that,
This is turning into a roast of you. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Well,
see what he does, Jim.
And the funny part about it is I don't care. That's the whole thing. I don't care. Or you could call me Chief. That
that's
bothers
a different
me.
story.
Yeah, or Sport. That would get me. Yeah.
How about one day last week, within 25 minutes from two different people, we had two people say, they're all Chiefs, no Indians.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
is this coming
Kind
back?
of an outdated phrase. So how do you respond to this, John Swann?
Yes, back to John now.
Yes. Sorry.
The fact that you're
Oh, hi, John.
the fact that you're short. What do you want me to respond to? I kind of lost the thread of the question here.
Did I offend you, though, about the hair thing? Because I'm most bothered by the if you can tell, I'm hanging on to every little strand of hair that I
It's
have.
a noble effort.
I'm trying. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I know. I see pictures. I can see pictures. It looks like I have no hair, but I have to point it out. And then I think, what if my hair was dark? Then you'd really see it. Yeah.
When you've been in the sun, it does have more. It does volumize.
It blends in because the scalp becomes tan. Hello, John.
You do know I'm not here to talk about that, right?
That is
okay.
true. Yeah. Yeah. Are you not here to talk about the hospital at all?
Not per se. No.
All right. But things are. I think that, and I would love your opinion on this. And listen, I know that they're not pleased, and anytime these things happen, there's going to be damage, collateral damage. The Corrigan family has reached an agreement. That is significant. Would you agree?
I read that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know they were, very vocal early on.
Yeah. And they're the ones that I felt most bad for, and they're the ones that I felt that had the most legitimate argument.
Long history
it's our
there.
place, long history. We're not going to be able to find a building. So I could feel the pain there.
Right.
But to be able to put a deal together, I think, is significant for MVHS and the project.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Actually, the issue I'm here to talk about this morning is
we're talking about that.
Is related to the hospital, but
Okay.
it concerns a person, a member of the No Hospital group, who has posted on their site over the last week. And the argument that this person has made is that not only is there significant crime in and around downtown now, but largely, or more broadly, the hospital folk, the No Hospital folk, have said that having a hospital there would in itself be a kind of magnet for crime, criminals, the homeless, the poor, and drug addicts, and so on and so forth. Undesirable element, I'm paraphrasing. These most recent posts over the last week have involved African-American men accused of crimes, accompanied by texts where the argument is about crime, crime, crime. So it's really what some political analysts call a Willie Horton-style attack.
Right. Which is an old political move.
Right, and community groups like ours, and I'm speaking on behalf of New MV Hospital, which is the Foundation, Edge, Genesis, and the Greater Utica Chamber, really object to this introduction of race into what is essentially maybe deeply felt, if erroneous and not supported by research, notion that crime is rampant downtown or that the hospital will be a magnet
I think
for crime.
that's part of that's the big part, in my opinion, is the big part of the issues. I told you that when I was in the hospital, I was interviewing under a lot of meds.
Hey, you with the mop, come over here.
Interviewing people, and I just kind of did my own informal poll. These are the real people that are concerned with where the hospital is going. And I several of them were female nurses, especially, were nervous about crime downtown.
Right.
And so I think it's legitimate. It's legitimate for them.
Deeply felt, emotionally based.
It's real for them.
Right.
But I do also feel a lot of it's coming from Jimmy B and his crew because this is the argument they're trying to portray because they feel this is resonating with people.
Well, rightly or wrongly, there's a long history of people believing that Utica downtown and Utica is a scary place. And
I think downtown is probably safer than I've ever seen it.
And there are people, and we respect people who sincerely believe that the location chosen was the wrong one, although we're a long way past that point now. I think most people would agree. What's really troubling here, and the NAACP has come out as well with a statement in the last 24 hours, what's really troubling is the association of pictures of African-American men with an argument about crime and safety and all of that. Because that is a... You know, Venice Irvin of the NAACP said it much better than I ever could. He's a much more qualified spokesman on that issue.
Yep.
And what we had hoped, I think, these community groups and others, the hospital has issued a statement on this issue. We had hoped that this would essentially be kind of a redo of last year when there were death threats posted by one of the No Hospital Group members. Mm-hmm. And when there was a similar outcry and concern expressed by individuals and groups, then the comments were taken down. And the leaders of the No Hospital Group said that they were opposed to violence or violent expressions in any form. In this instance, there were 2 posts last week of African-American men after the initial outcry this week and statements posted in opposition to that or calling it out.
They put a white guy up there now.
They put a 3rd African-American photo up.
They did again?
Yes.
Okay. I saw that there was 1. I didn't know there was 3.
Right.
But there's also, they put it up along with a white guy to say, this isn't about race, it's about crime.
Right.
And I would take that argument on, the crime argument. And I get where you're going. You feel that this is playing on people's fears, and it's using racism to play on people's fears.
And not to drill down too far on this, but of the 3 African American men whose images were depicted, none of those alleged crimes, occurred in downtown Utica.
Right.
So, if you chose those images to illustrate a downtown point, why did you choose crimes, incidents that happened outside of the downtown to make your point?
Right. Why not? Why not? Because, well, part of it is I don't know if they might have a tough time finding crimes that occur down there. Because just think about it right now. Think about the last time the mugging story hit from right there in that part of downtown Utica. I really can't recall.
There's also like 75 to 80 construction workers there on a regular basis, and people actively moving around.
So,
in
the old day, they'd take you behind the woodshed.
That was kind of going to be the point I was going to make. Are you more likely to see crime down there? Let's say you're walking down there. I don't know why. There's not a lot
cannot
for you
believe
to
how
walk down there
safe
for.
that area. I believe that area is tremendously safe.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you were to go walking down there, let's say last night 11:30, if you were gonna go down past
Lafayette Street,
Hotel
Columbia,
Utica, right.
Yeah.
When it's vacant, rundown buildings with rats scurrying in and out, do you think you're more
And
likely
alleys.
to get robbed there, or when it's a vibrant hospital with people coming and going, working security guards, all these things? Like, where is there more likely to be crime? Probably the vacant, rundown area where there might be, I don't know, a drug addict behind the corner, or who knows? Who knows? But adding life and lights and people and security
I think that's a very important part.
The larger issue here, which we also took the opportunity to point out, and which has earned us some vigorous response, as you can imagine.
Yeah, they're saying this is ridiculous. This has nothing to do with race. It's all about crime.
Right.
And you're hiding something.
Yes.
The big conspiracy is being hidden.
Yeah. The meetings are quite large and extensive, since
Smoke-filled?
everyone in the community apparently is involved in this conspiracy. But Having said that, the larger issue here with the tone of the rhetoric, both on the social media that's promulgated by these folks and also in the sort of public sphere when they speak to the general media, I don't want to say it's deteriorated, but it has not been helpful, and I think it has sort of reached a new low with the introduction of race into the discussion. And we support this project because when we look back on this time, no matter what happens, even the people who disagreed with this and who opposed it bitterly are still going to benefit from it and a lot of the other changes that are happening. So I can't say this is an olive branch, but we would like to heal the community rather than to continue to foment this sort of separation.
Well, I don't know if that's possible. How do you do that? Because it doesn't seem that this is. I mean, you normally when you're in a battle over something, one side wins and the other side concedes. I don't see these guys ever conceding.
Well,
I don't know
people
what
in
they're
this
going to do.
country are still arguing over the Civil War.
That is true. Yeah.
And in Utica, people are still arguing about the roundabout at Oneida Square.
Well, it causes tornadoes.
Yeah.
Just quickly, I just heard from somebody who would know that currently that area of downtown is one of the safest areas in the city, although I think it does make sense. I mean, there's nothing really going on there. Who's there? Nobody. And the other thing is that to the point John's making, one of the pictures of these individuals who were arrested for crime, as you mentioned, it says one of the pictures is a black male who committed a crime in New Hartford. So it underscores the point, like, what is the link there between downtown Utica and saying that that's going to be an area of crime? If a guy commits a crime in New Hartford, I don't get it. Yeah.
And I think Venice Irvin's statement pretty much speaks to the notion that they were selecting pictures of African-American men and that's objectionable.
They would say we were just randomly picking, and randomly we ended up with these three guys.
Three guys.
Yeah. But as I said, they did add a white guy. While the Community Foundation belittles and attacks me on WTR, this is the gentleman who's been making the statement.
We did not name, by the way.
You did not name him. Attacks me on WTR for my safety concerns for the public and hospital employees, patients, and visitors. There is plenty of proof and evidence that the higher the concentration of people there are, the higher the risk of crime and dangers there are, especially around a 24-hour hospital and 25 acres of parking lots. I guess there is a point that
it's hard to dispute that where there are more people, there is more crime.
That is correct.
Right?
I don't know that you could dispute that.
There are also
there should be more.
Where there are more people, there are more birthday parties, too.
That's right.
So, cities have more activity than
Right.
sparsely populated rural areas.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, for if large parking lots and parking structures are the issue, then there should be crimes at the Sangertown Square Mall all the time and Consumer Square and those large parking lots.
There are. I mean, crimes occur. Shoplifting and things. Crimes do occur, and I would say from and you guys really study this sort of thing. So from the Community Foundation's standpoint, crime tends to be more rampant. Muggings and that sort of thing tends to be more rampant in impoverished areas where there is zero opportunity. It seems to be zero opportunity for people. Where there are rundown buildings, where there's little activity, crack houses pop up. That seems to be the driving factor in crime. Would you agree with that?
And when you look at the investment in the community that we make and the activities of our partner organizations, we are invested in the future of this community and making it better and making it safer, not in attacking, the root causes of crime per se, because that's not our mission, but in making the community a better, safer place for all.
One last question: do you? One of the roads they're going down right now is that the pro downtown people are attacking the no downtown people. Do you have any
attacking them? How?
Look,
emotionally.
Jim is. There was a picture at Jim's house where apparently a couple of those little wire signs were tipped over. And they know that it is a pro-downtown hospital person that did that. Do you have any evidence of that? And can you speak upon attacking people and going after them for their view? And whether or not you guys do that?
Well, no. first of all, no, we don't attack people either verbally or physically, and we don't go onto people's properties and mess with their signs or things of that nature. And it is really hard to know about the actions of individuals in any given case like that. It would be interesting to hear more about that. I would urge everyone involved, everyone, no matter how they feel about this issue, to respect people's personal property rights and also to lower the tone a little bit, to lower the volume and reduce the aggressive nature of the rhetoric, both sides, all sides, however you want to say it.
Because ultimately, everybody's really out for they have the same goal, and that is, I guess,
to make a better community.
I would think that would be the goal.
And John, one more thing before we let you go, I'm asking you because I think you have a better feel for the timeline than certainly I do. What's next for that area downtown? When are we going to see buildings coming down? Like, what's next on the timeline? Do you know that?
The hospital could, of course, speak to that authoritatively. Sure. It's my understanding, especially with the acquisition of properties now well underway, and a dozen property owners have closed on the purchase, the sale. That actual demolition will begin in July, which is coming right up.
Yeah, like 2-3 weeks away.
And still to occur, but in the very near future, is the transfer of the city-owned properties that are in the project footprint. So,
all right,
excellent.
All right, and again, the message is kind of lower the tone a little bit. Maybe we'll all be a little bit better off.
I think that's a good way to close.
Okay, thank you, John.